What is up, people, and welcome back to another Rip Tip episode of Foreshadowing, where we talk about all things movie news and movie rumors. Except I gotta say, in a week where movie news has been as frozen as I was in high school trying to ask out a girl, it's kind of hard to find some stuff to talk about, but there is one thing in particular, superhero related, I know, shocker, right, that I do want to talk about with you guys. It's important. It happened right after I did Foley's Foreshadowing last week, so I couldn't talk about it last week, so I want to talk about it now. So, let's delve into the deets. Chris Evans took to Twitter last Thursday and explained to the world that the filming for Avengers 4 was officially a wrap, and he also, in code, basically said that his time in the Avengers franchise in the MCU was done. The tweet read, and I quote, "Officially wrapped on Avengers 4. It was an emotional day to say the least. Playing this role over the last 8 years has been an honor. To everyone in front of the camera, behind the camera, and in the audience, thank you for the memories. Eternally grateful." And with that, every comics fan got hit right in the feels, started welling up in tears, because they knew the time for the MCU was officially ending. Now, yes, I'm aware the MCU is not going to be over. There are going to be some more movies released for other characters down the line, but this is the end of the Avengers phase in the MCU. And the Avengers story in the MCU being what basically started the MCU, from this point forward, it's just not going to feel quite the same. That's not me saying the MCU won't be good. I'm sure it'll still be good. I'm sure it's still going to be very enjoyable. But it's still going to feel a little empty because it's done. So with that, even though Avengers 4 is still a while away, I do want to touch on it. I want to pay some respect to it. And to do that, I'm going to compare the MCU to something that a lot of people may not like me comparing it to, even be very angry at me comparing it to. Maybe even disagreeing with me to a point, but please hear me out. I think a great thing to compare the MCU to would be the New England Patriots. Oh, drop the gun, delete your hate comments. Guys, just hear me out, I'm going to explain. And no, I'm not comparing these things together because they are two franchises that I'm a huge fan of. I do think it's a fitting comparison. Both franchises have been able to achieve something that many people really felt was impossible. The NFL is literally designed to prevent dynasties. It is designed to keep teams from being successful, so every team will essentially at one point achieve success. Between free agency and salary caps and players getting injured, the NFL really shows why it's so hard for teams to repeat and be successful. The Patriots have been the most unstoppable force in the NFL since 2001. Ever since Tom Brady became the starting quarterback, Bill Belichick became the head coach, and Robert Kraft became the owner of the team, the Patriots have been to 8 Super Bowls. They've won 5 of them. They've won the division with the exception of only 2 years, and they've been to the AFC Championship game the last, what has it been, like 8 seasons now? Okay, it's 7 straight seasons, but who knows? Maybe by the end of this season, it'll be 8. Point is, what the Patriots have done has been remarkable. Now let's switch over to the MCU. The MCU started with Iron Man in 2008, and this Avengers series kicked off when Samuel L. Jackson came out in the post-credit scene and said to Tony, "I want to talk to you about the Avengers Initiative." And since then, for the last 10 years, the Marvel Cinematic Universe has been, I want to say, probably the most dominating franchise in movies. Not only have these movies been hugely successful, they've all, for the most part, been, at the very worst, enjoyable movies. They've been making a lot of money. They've been making a very progressive story that all intertwines together with all the movies that they've been making. Whether they tie into each other a little or a lot, they all have little things here and there that connect them all together. Which is why when you watch the MCU in the order, in the chronological order that it should go in, it flows really well because you really do see a clear linear story here. But more important than that, they've been able to keep all these filmmakers, these writers, these directors, these actors especially, all together for the most part for the last 10 years. When they simply brought up that the Avengers was going to be made, no one fully believed it because no one felt something like that was going to happen. No one thought it could happen. Then it did happen, and look what's only continued from that. We've had a lot of great movies. We have had multiple Avengers movies, not just one. And bottom line is, the best way I can sum up this comparison is between the Patriots and the MCU, whether you love it or you hate it, whether you don't mind them, whether you just like them, whatever it is, no matter what you say, we are never, ever, ever, ever going to see anything like what these franchises have given to us ever again. We are never again going to see a football team go on the kind of run that the Patriots have been on, and we are never again going to see a movie franchise, a superhero franchise anyway, go on the kind of run that this MCU has been on. Sure, maybe somewhere down the line they'll reboot this franchise, you know, they'll try new actors with different roles and these different heroes, but it'll just never feel the same. Whether you love it or hate it, you're gonna miss talking about these movies and talking about this football team and everything along those lines. You're gonna miss it. That's why I feel everyone was so impacted by Chris Evans' tweet, because they knew it was the sign that the end was officially near. We're gonna miss these Marvel premieres. We're gonna miss talking about these movies and these trailers with our friends. We're gonna miss everything about the MCU, because what we know about the MCU, the Avengers portion of it, the biggest part of it, it's gonna be gone. It's definitely a sad moment for comic book fans everywhere, but I think it's gearing up towards an amazing finale that Avengers 4 is gonna be. I cannot wait for Avengers 4. I'm probably gonna cry like a baby once that movie's over, probably at several points in that movie. I could see in that tweet that Chris Evans feels great about this movie, he's passionate about this movie, and I'm just very excited to see how it all unfolds. So that's all I gotta say, guys. Thank you so much for watching my video. Don't forget to comment. Let me know what your thoughts are on Chris Evans' tweet. Let me know what you're hoping for in Avengers 4. Let me know how you think the MCU is gonna unfold afterwards. And sure, you can attack me for not talking about any movie news that did in fact come out this week. And also, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and I will see you all next time.